Hey, we are back. What do you want to know now? What more do you want from me? All right. A lot of parents ask me this question. They ask me, what do successful families at Music by Mevonnie look like? What do they do? Because I want my child to play as well as those children. So let's talk about that. Now, for those who don't know, my name is Mevonnie Biggins, and I teach children how to play a musical instrument so well that they earn college scholarships. As a matter of fact, the last 16 years, I've helped my students earn over $7 million in college scholarships. But now, if you have a beginner at home, if you have a child that's sitting on the YouTube, that's sitting on the TikTok, that's sitting and not doing anything with their digits, their hands, their face, anything, I need those babies. Give them to me. I will teach them how to read and play an instrument in less than 30 days. Promise you. Now, let's talk about what a successful Music by Mevonnie family looks like. The first thing is that the parents are decisive. That's the number one thing. They don't always defer to what their children feel like doing. They know their children. They know they have an interest in music. They know their children are good students. They know their children, they have good value systems for their children as far as hard work, dedication, accountability, responsibility, and they know how to make a decision. They know how to say, you know what? This is a quality program. We need our children in this. We have to make our children do this. And they don't have any qualms about it because they know that the investment into their children pays dividends for a lifetime. Now, the next successful family, they're very dedicated to the success of their kids. When I talk about setting up the music learning environment, they do it. When I talk about the practice time, daily and weekly, they do it. When I talk about tips and tricks for them to get their child to practice a little bit further, a little bit more intense, a little bit more dedicated, they do it. They're very responsive and very coachable. There is no, well, what if? It is no, it'll get done. And then they're also very encouraging and loving. They don't expect anything but the child's best effort. They provide an environment that is safe. They provide an environment that is not overbearing and overcorrective and overly critical. Because as a young musician, you have to be free to make errors. You have to be free to try something different, and it may not work. But guess what? If you try it again and do it in the right format, or if you try it again and you execute it a better way, or if you try it again and you get a little bit better at it, you eventually become your best. And you think about your professionals. You think about the people we look up to as ultimate professionals in their field. They once started as a beginner. When we think about the prolific musicians of our time, they were once beginners. We always celebrate the heights, but we need to be just as protective as the beginnings, just as intense on the beginnings as we are celebratory when they make it to the top. So if that's you, if you are one of those successful parents, if you're one of those parents that see the value of investing into your children, I want you to go ahead and download our Master Musicians Roadmap at www.mastermusicroadmap.com. That is mastermusicroadmap.com. Download our guide, and I show you step by step how to get your child from a beginner to a master musician. We'll talk soon.